Hello all, my name is Steve Bowles, and today I'll explore a new concept we've established to describe the new requirement for surviving in the current and post-COVID-19 era. Quick infomercial, if you aren't familiar with Ephesoft, we specialize in creating automation within organizations and driving maximum productivity. We've been around for about 10 years and have a broad range of customers that have reduced their human touch on business process and driven amazing results with our platform. So let's get started on the topic at hand. In my previous webinar, we focused on how to accelerate business processes from a technical perspective and core focus areas. But there needs to be an underlying theme and a strategic element to tie all of these together and provide end users with infrastructure, services, and applications that will stretch the capabilities of the current enterprise IT strategy and mindset. If you've not seen this webinar, we post our webinars on our Bright Talk channel. You can catch up with that, and this one will be posted there as well. With the current state of the world, work as we know it is going to change, and it's up to us to adapt and overcome in this new global environment. We have to enable our people to work and succeed under new circumstances. And if we're going to survive as an organization, every aspect of our business needs to go through a transformation. But how do we approach this uncertainty, and how does it translate to a strategy we can implement as a business? If you aren't familiar with the term Black Swan event, it's a phrase commonly used in the world of finance. And it's an extremely negative event or occurrence that's impossibly difficult to predict. In other words, Black Swan events are events that are unexpected and unknowable. These events seem to be more and more common. Just look at our past history: floods, fires, COVID, cyber attacks, political disruption, financial crisis, Brexit, and the list goes on and on. That was the past though, right? Look at what's on the horizon for our globe. The fact is that we need to be prepared for future events that will impact our business and how we operate. Just as the human race needs to flex and adjust, adapt and overcome to survive, it's elasticity that will help our businesses survive and prosper. So, what is elasticity in a business environment? Let's take a look at the definition of elasticity: the ability to return to normal shape, the ability to change and adapt. I think we can all agree this is a requirement for business in the new normal, from our business operations to our IT to how we work with customers, partners, and employees. So what is the elastic enterprise? It's a strategic mindset and an overarching theme that gives us the ability to adapt and change dynamically to external market and world forces. It provides a constantly mobile and transient workforce that can quickly migrate and provides all the services and applications for our users to be productive and complete their work. So here's a quick summary. Its main tenets are to provide infrastructure and services that are scalable and available to employees, customers, and partners at all times. To create a foundation for extending automation to where work is being done. It provides the environment for new apps and next generation intelligence to thrive. And it can provide all of this anywhere at any time. Okay, so now that we have a definition in our back pocket of the elastic enterprise, what is core to its foundation and where do we focus to build elasticity? I think IDC laid out a great framework in their last COVID report that presented CIO new priorities in the COVID world. I chose the top of the list and really focused on the elastic theme. First, to strengthen software capabilities for digital innovation at scale. Second, to improve efficiency and reduce costs, optimizing operations. Next, move to a truly digital culture. And finally, to create remote offices and provide the means for employees to collaborate. If I simplify those core focus themes and add some field knowledge, I get provide context, adapt the cloud, next generation applications, and the ability to truly work from anywhere. So let's explore what these mean and how they can help us strategically build an elastic enterprise and maximize work productivity and efficiency. Now we'll explore what I call the water cooler effect. The office is a place for collaboration and socialization, and we just didn't know how important it was until it was all removed instantly from our daily grind. With a large percentage of users now remote, that source of discussion and knowledge was removed. With not many options, the virtual meeting became our way of interacting with coworkers, partners, and customers. But is it really a replacement? It's interesting. In completing my research on this topic, it's now a focus of psychologists and social researchers. They've found that there are quite a few issues with remote meetings, and if you use it, you've probably experienced these. First of all, focusing on the meeting is difficult with all your applications available. Emails come in, chats are started, and work's available to do. In addition, the mirror effect, or the habit of constantly checking your expression and adjusting, can consume some users. The cognitive loading of those, combined with our brains struggling with reading normal body language or signals, is really taxing on the human system. So at the end of the day, people are just damn exhausted. I work remote, and I really love to get back to our headquarters. I get so much more out of those face-to-face conversations and can get things done quickly with focus. People leverage other people and their tribal knowledge. It adds context and provides a basis for problem solving and being productive. It's this living contextual library, removed and absent with our new remote work, that many have struggled to overcome. The answers are social and collab apps, right? It's just plain easy to take things out of context and chat. What could be done with 5-minute conversation in person now becomes an hour-long string of chats that are missed on the other side. In addition, not all workers are tech savvy and may lack the skills to completely get the most benefit out of these applications. With email duplicating conversations, multiple chat platforms, conversations and meaning can be lost. To truly be effective in this new era, applications are going to require contextual extensions that can provide instant reference and context to a discussion. Here's an example of an extension on a Slack accounting conversation. Documents, data, and information can be presented to add context and depth, augmenting capability and deepening the ability to be productive in the moment. The context theme will arise over and over through this presentation as a key theme to ensuring maximum productivity in the new dynamic landscape with our remote workers. Now to the cloud, our second theme. If you've been in the software industry for some time, this timeline looks familiar. It seems like we've been talking about the move to cloud forever, but it's still a hot topic in 2020 with cloud spending being over $231 billion. There are still organizations that won't move for perceived security risks, or it just hasn't been high on their priority list. Well, as you probably know, COVID changed all that for now. Cloud is the top priority list according to this IDC survey of top CIOs. The cloud is a top theme for the enablement of the elastic enterprise. It allows for the distribution of services to your users and pervasive access. A combination of software as a service offerings, private cloud, and public cloud can give organizations a hybrid approach to providing extended automation and driving productivity out to all users, regardless of location or device. In general, the cloud allows for scale up and scale down operations to conserve costs and handle unknown fluctuations in volume and provide always on dial tone availability for users globally. Many organizations have quickly realized it also provides the horsepower from a processing perspective to power machine learning and AI efforts. Finally, the lack of physical locations and assets to manage eliminate the rigidity that was a blocker for the elastic enterprise. And now on to applications. The same tools that are effective on corporate networks are blockers for efficiency for organizations. Next generation apps will be required for the elastic enterprise in the new normal. As we've adapted to remote work during this crisis, our applications have not. With a focus on enabling high levels of productivity, we as a community have tried to take our current corporate toolkit and make it available for all to leverage. Content services and file sync apps allowed for remote access and sharing. We already discussed collaboration tools like Slack. Mobile capture provides a simple way to on-ramp files from your home office or out in the field. And most workflow tools can be used to maintain continuity with home base or headquarters. But what about RPA, robotic process automation? Where is the context and AI? With many of the RPA implementations being attended processes that require desktop access and user engagement at some point, leaders need to reevaluate RPA strategies and digital transformation plans. How can they move to unattended processing and eliminate the robot helper mindset or the human in the loop? How can they create a digital water cooler for the digital workers to glean context and reduce human input? It's no mystery that artificial intelligence is required to make the next leap and drive new levels of productivity and automation in our applications. I really love this Gartner quote as it's mind-numbing to think about it. By augmenting our automation and processes, we can drive unseen levels of productivity and save billions of hours that can be spent on much more important tasks. But there are strong barriers to implementation of AI, and I believe the elastic enterprise can remove most of them. Within elastic enterprise comes a new level of transformed business that can take advantage of the new infrastructure to drive AI initiatives. As the move to the cloud continues, most cloud vendors have strong AI infrastructure and tool sets that are readily available and can provide a seamless integration point for applications to take advantage of machine learning and AI. Finally, vendors are taking a pre-built solution focus that will give companies an easy starting point or point with instant on solutions that can provide value almost immediately. So with all that said, what does tomorrow's toolkit look like with the Elastic Enterprise enabled? Tools will provide enriched data around and in applications to drive context and provide users with the info they need now and in the future. Knowledge graphs will automatically provide connected and related data, ensuring context is front and center, and collect true enterprise process knowledge. This understanding through artificial intelligence will drive augmented automation across the Elastic Enterprise and new levels of productivity. The final theme is the work anywhere topic. This may seem a little master of the obvious for an Elastic organization, but I wanted to focus on some different angles. First off, one of my coworkers brought this to my attention. Even the traditional cars we drive are focusing on enabling the work from anywhere theme. We see it in advertising, and organizations every day are trying to innovate in this area. So will the head office continue to exist? Will it just become obsolete? In some conversations with commercial realtors recently, they see organizations not shrinking their space, but reorganizing and repurposing for not only changing staff sizes, but remote workers, but also for transient workers, those that come in here and there for meetings to catch up with coworkers, but only stay for a day or a partial day. With higher percentages working from home, the office transformation will now be focused on hoteling and meeting spaces. To accommodate this ebb and flow of workers, the Elastic Foundation needs to carry with it context and automation and make it available in the office, at home, and anywhere the user decides to park for the day. This consistency of service will drive productivity and remove barriers to efficiency. Do robots need their own virtual office? The current crisis really brought to light the fact that digital workers in RPA are completely immune to the virus, and they're not subject to the ebb and flow that human workers are. They can remain up and ready to work, especially if they're converted to unattended processors. The obvious place for this office is a virtual carve-out in the cloud or with an RPA SaaS provider. But are they really ready to be completely autonomous? Do they have the context and the AI to run unattended within their own environment? So this core set of principles and questions hopefully makes sense, and you can see the foundation that needs to be built. You probably noticed an underlying theme of context and its impact. So what does the Elastic Enterprise enable, and how can we here at Ephesoft help provide a big piece of the puzzle in enabling productive remote work anywhere? So with an elastic infrastructure in place, organizations can revisit and refine their strategy to achieve high levels of autonomy and productivity. If you've not seen this graphic before, it maps the typical progression of autonomy in an organization. Smack dab in the middle is a barrier that most organizations struggle to get by. We call it the context barrier. Providing context to your applications, especially RPA and workflow, can reduce human interaction by providing the data required to make decisions without human help to your digital workforce and your applications. How do we climb that barrier? The solution to this problem is an overarching theme that we call context-driven productivity. CDP consists of 3 core pillars that provide a foundation to understand a process or a task, all its required data, and then leverage that info today and hold it for the future and continue to grow and expand its context and usage. Those pillars are here on the screen: acquire, enrich, and amplify. These are all part of the Ephesoft semantic platform that was built from the ground up to drive context and productivity. So in summary, we're living in a time where the future is uncertain, and building that flexible, adaptive, and elastic foundation to service our end users, partners, and customers is really critical. Rigid organizations will die. We've seen it every day during this crisis, over and over. A focus on people, the work from anywhere theme, and ensuring productivity through new applications, and a focus on providing automation the automation of work will glean amazing benefits. And finally, context will fuel the next wave of true autonomy as we give both human and digital users and our applications the context they need to make decisions, reduce human in the loop requirements, and take us to the top level of that autonomous journey. That's all I have to show you today. Hopefully you got something out of it. Some you may have already known, some hopefully kind of had you lift an eyebrow. If you have any questions on the topic that was covered, you can contact us at www.ephesoft.com, and we can give you an overview of the autonomous journey, the Elastic Enterprise, and then how our product set can help you get to those top levels of automation, both in the office and extended out into the field. I've got about 50 seconds for questions. Any questions before we end the session here? I had one, what can Ephesoft provide to generate this elasticity? We have 2 products under our platform set. One is called Semantic, which is a cloud-based acquisition, enrichment, and amplification engine, which builds context over time, or at least that's the end game. And then we have on-premise and in cloud our Transact platform, which is our flagship document processing platform, which extracts context from documents and then provides it to applications, bots, anything you'd like. Other questions? Okay, we're over time. If I didn't get a chance to answer a question that you sent, please contact us at ephesoft.com and we'll send you a follow-up and a recording if you want to share. Thanks for your time.